Online privacy protection tips. 9 situations where you should always use a second phone number. Aren't we all familiar with the annoying robocall at 2 a.m. asking us to buy, say, life insurance or cat food? Or the unsettling, unsigned text message from an unfamiliar overseas number? Find out 9 situations where you should always use a second phone number instead of your personal primary number. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you're doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea. Or let's go. Today I want to talk to you about online privacy protection. This is an important topic, not only for safety, physical safety, but also digital privacy. Now, before I get into the details here, let me quickly give a shout out to Olivia Gardner in Providence, Rhode Island, Roy Burke in Harmony, Rhode Island, and Isaac Martin in Warwick, the beautiful state of Rhode Island. Olivia, Roy, and Isaac, thank you so much all the way from Rhode Island. We appreciate it. The first situation where you should always use a second phone number is dating apps. Right, you have to understand that online dating is a great way to find people and meet the love of your life and interact with the romantic partners. But you want to avoid running into very few spammy characters, right? So you want to protect your privacy by using a second phone. Whenever somebody's asking you to, whenever you have to use a dating app, right? I'm not naming names here, but whatever you want to use a dating app, always use a secondary phone number. That way, if things go sour, you don't have to worry about your safety. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about somebody stalking you or whatever, right? You don't have to even go through the hustle of changing your phone number. The phone, especially if you've had that phone number for years, the last thing you want is to change the phone number, right? So remember, the idea here is that if you are a serial dater, right? If you are a dating specialist, if your relationships have not been great in the last few weeks or months, you don't want to change your phone number whenever you break up with someone or whenever you haven't found someone who is interested on the internet, right? So when you use a dating app, whenever you sign up for a dating app, don't use your primary number, use a second phone number. Number 2, activism. Very important. Now, of course, if you are in the United States or other developed countries where democracy is, where freedom of speech is protected, you don't have to worry about anything. Now, if you are in other countries where they have another definition of freedom of speech, you don't want to go through you don't want to use your primary phone when doing activism. Even in the United States or other democratic countries, if you're engaged in activism, it's always good to have another phone. The reason being, you want to cover your back. You really want to cover your back. Let's say you want to call your senator, you want to call your congressman or congresswoman. It's always good, again, to use a phone that doesn't directly link to your privacy. Now, if they want to know, the authorities want to know, they can always track you down. But the bottom line here is my goal here is to let you know, reduce the likelihood that your primary phone, the phone that your loved ones know, that the primary phone gets disclosed out there. The number gets disclosed out there. So activism, use a second phone. Social media profile. Now, we all live in an age where everybody has an account on at least one social media, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. So if you're using social media for personal or business use, you don't want people that are in your entourage, the people, your contacts, to know your personal phone number, right? Remember, when it comes to the internet, there are a lot of trolls or a lot of creeps out there. So you want to protect yourself with a second phone number. And that phone number, you can discard it at any time. But that's the beauty of it here. The beauty of having a second phone number is that you can discard it and not even worry about it, right? Instead of discarding the primary phone number you've been using for years, since high school, or you've been using for 10 years. It's just a lot easier to discard the second phone number. You're not emotionally attached to it. It's something that you just use transactionally, right? Whereas you are emotionally attached to the primary phone number. Okay, so the first three, dating apps, activism, and social media profiles, those are situations where you don't want to use your primary number. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still having a conversation today about the 9 situations where you should always use a second phone number. If you like the clarity and quality of the content so far, please just smash the like button. Also, you might want to subscribe if you we provide beautiful content like this every single day, rain or shine. So turn on the notification bell, and we'll be very happy to have you as a community member. Right, share this content, comment below, let us know your experience about the safety online, about privacy online. We also want to give a shout out to Eva Turner in St. Helens in Oregon, Eli Ward in Toledo, Oregon, and Joseph Thomas in Raleigh Hills, Oregon. Eva, Eli, and Joseph from Oregon. I really appreciate your help. Number 4, selling on Craigslist, Facebook, or eBay. If you're selling as a reseller or just as a private seller on any platform for that matter, right? There are a lot of them there. You have Poshmark, you have Mercari, you have Craigslist, Facebook, eBay. Anytime you want to resell or sell something on those platforms, you want to protect your privacy by using your second phone number, right? It's not necessary nor safe to put out there your primary, especially if dealing with potential customers or sellers. You don't want them to know your business, get into your business, right? So have a second phone number whenever you sell on Craigslist, Facebook, eBay, Poshmark, and so on and so forth. Online shopping, number 5. There are instances where in an online transaction, a company will ask for your phone number, right? Honestly, they don't need it, but somehow they want you to give it to them. Okay. Use your secondary phone number. Don't use the primary, right? Because the last thing you want is to have, to have a spammer or a scammer, using your number for whatever reasons. So if you are buying stuff online, always use a second phone number. Number 6, if you are engaged in sending out SMS bots, it's also very good to use a secondary phone number. Now, what is an SMS bot? SMS bot is basically software that sends and responds to messages in SMS. Text messages are instant and easily accessible, making SMS bots a scalable solution for healthcare organizations, schools and childcare, government and infrastructure, and businesses of all types to provide real-time updates, right? So if you have a business or you have a charity or an organization, and you need to communicate fast and effectively to a mass of people about your business, about something going on in the community, whatever, you can use an SMS bot. The thing here is that you want the number that the SMS is going from, that number should be a secondary number. Don't use your primary number. Because imagine, a bot basically send text messages to 1,000, 10,000 people or 100 people. You don't want all those people to know about your business, particularly about your phone number, right? Folks, the rule here is protect your privacy, all right? I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still talking about 9 situations where you should always use a second phone number. I've already given you 6 situations. We are continuing our conversations here, and I'm going to give you the last 3 situations. But before I do this, again, please comment below. Let us know your experience when using a second phone number. Some people even have 3 phone numbers. While preparing for the show, we've received a lot of messages about some of our community members who use actually 3 numbers. I want to give a shout out to Nicole Burns in Fort Gibson in Oklahoma, Justice Hall in Barnsdall, Oklahoma, and Nicholas Kennedy in Big Cat, Oklahoma. Thank you, Nicole, Justice, and Nicholas. Really appreciate it. I want to quickly also invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Please like this content and share. Number 7, social network profile verification. Now, nowadays, all major social networks want to verify your profile through your smartphone, right? YouTube will send you a text message. Facebook does the same. LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it. Right now, besides the major social networks, you also have businesses. Private businesses use the same approach, right? For some reason, they just want to verify that you are you by sending you a text message. The thing here is when you give them your number, they put it into a database and nobody knows what happened to that database, right? So use a second phone number when verifying your identity online. Now, the number 9, promoting your side hustle or small business. If you're promoting your side hustle, small business on social media or offline, whatever it is, have a second phone number. If your business doesn't have a number, use a second phone number. Never use your primary phone number, right? Again, the whole idea here is to protect your privacy, is to safeguard your identity, right? You can sell your products or services online without worrying about scammers if you have a second phone number, right? Because those scammers will never access your personal phone number. They can access the second phone number. That's fine. A lot of companies, and this is something that I want to specify here, a second phone number can be bought from a third party. It's very cheap, and you can discard the number anytime you want. So you don't have to stick with the number for years or months. No, you can constantly, actually, we would recommend that you discard the number ASAP. Once the campaign is over, once the activity is over, just discard the number. All right. Now, so you can use your second phone number to Etsy. You can use it to take sales calls, to answer a customer. You can answer customer questions via text message, right? All those things protects you, and they help safeguard your primary phone number. Number 9, another situation where you should always use the second phone number. Anytime you sign up for freebies, right? If you want to sign up for something free on the internet, there are a lot of sites out there that, you have sweepstakes, you have giveaways, you have freebies, whatever the campaign is, they want you to put your number, right? But remember that privacy is the number one priority here. And so you want to avoid giving away your personal phone number. Whenever something is free, remember, you are the products. When you're using a social platform for free, Facebook, YouTube, the business model is around basic users becoming the products. So if it's free, you are the products. So to sort of reduce the risk to your privacy, use a secondary number, right? Because the companies basically might sell your data, including your phone number, to third parties. So you don't want that. All right. So this is it, folks. We have reached the end of today's conversation. Just want to quickly recap here. Now, remember that today's conversation was about the 9 situations where you should always use a second phone number. Now, using a second phone number, it helps you protect your identity online and keep your personal information private, right? You don't want to, the last thing you want is to broadcast your personal phone number all over the web, right? Every time you sign up for a new service or app, you're asked to share your personal info. Whether it is an email, a phone number, a mailing address, a zip code, even social security number in some cases, whatever it is, the more things you sign up for, the more likely it is that your personal information, and honestly, folks, we mean all of it. So your personal information will be up for grabs for whoever has the right tools to find it. So please Stick to a second or third or fourth phone number. Here are the 9 situations I just talked about: dating apps, activism, social media profiles, selling on Craigslist, Facebook, or eBay, or other platforms, right? Poshmark, Mercari, etc. Online shopping, number 5. SMS bots, number 6. Social network profile verification, number 7. Promoting your side hustle or small business, number 8. And sign up for freebies, number 9. Thank you for listening to today's conversation. I will see you next time. And before then, remember, stay marvelous.